Chapter 14. Inadmissible Evidence. You usher Beau inside your apartment. He watches nervously as you lock the door.
Are you sure we can't be overheard here?
Not unless Miss Melville decides to slide her hearing aid under the door. You head in the kitchen and grab a bottle of whiskey gifted to you from Gabe from the top shelf. You pour him a tall drink and sit him down across from you. Beau wraps his hand around the glass and takes a long drink.
You might need a drink too. What I have to tell you, it's big, Quinn. Scary big.
I'll take a cup of coffee, thanks. I think I'm gonna need my wits about me. You snap a pod into your espresso machine, your mind racing as you fix yourself a cup. Okay, hit me. What do you know about the conservatorship case?
Look, before I start, I need you to know that I'm not breaching anyone's privilege with what I have to tell you.
I didn't think you would.
Really? I figured since on Saturday, and she was my mentor.
She mentored a lot of people. Yeah, you're your own person.
Thanks, Quinn. It means a lot to hear you say that.
But if breaching privilege is even a consideration, I'm assuming this is about a client at McRobburn. He nods miserably.
Calvin Colby. I don't do any work with him at all. Nobody does except for Martin. Sometimes Eli or Jacqueline. Martin's real strict about that. Until yesterday, I'd have said it's because Martin wants solo bragging rights for being Mayor Colby's lawyer, but now, after what I heard...
Whatever you say is safe with me.
I just wish I'd put it together and come to you sooner. Maybe it would have changed things.
Put what together?
What Calvin was planning to do. I overheard him telling Martin something that sounded very seriously illegal.
Illegal how? Oh, no. He's breaching attorney-client privilege. Because if Martin's his attorney and he's talking in confidence and you just simply overheard him, it doesn't matter. Like... Yeah, no, Martin's like the whole head of your firm right now. Yeah, no, this is bad.
I didn't know then, and there wasn't enough details for me to take it up the chain. But then I watched your press conference and it all made sense. I think maybe Colby's behind what happened in the social worker your firm represents.
Wait, you think you heard them talk about Hank, about something to him?
They never mentioned him by name, but yeah.
Okay, I need you to start from the very beginning. Tell me everything you remember. Oh. He takes another drink and rubs his temple. Maybe we should have made him the coffee so he can think straight.
I was doing some paperwork up on the roof, that little private nook behind the planters that overlooks the Empire State. Ellie gave me Aunt Saddie's access card after I got a big settlement for one of our new clients. I guess it was cheaper than giving me a bonus.
And Martin was okay with that?
I didn't think he even knew that I had it. He's not exactly a kicking it on the roof kind of guy, to be honest. I mostly used it to avoid him. But what I overheard that day, Quinn, it could change everything.
Now playing this Beau.
Enough on amicus brief if the new evidence was so strong.
You're going over the details of your latest case when you hear voices approaching from across the roof. It should be safe to talk here as long as none of the other partners are about. Hide. You drop your knees behind the raised flower bed, realizing too late that these are clean pants and what you'll look like an idiot.
Okay, this might be a little much. It's not like he's gonna spot me over here. Why is that a fail?
But before you can get up and dust yourself off, you notice who he's with. Are we in the clear or not?
Colby, but why would they hide up here?
Acting on instinct, you move further behind the planter, out of Martin and Colby's line of vision. We're clear what's gone wrong now. Who. In addition to threatening Ritter, our mutual friends have been talking to the social worker. You ever so subtly peek through the flower stems, catching sight of Calvin Colby pacing in furious circles around Martin.
What are they talking about? Ritter? Couldn't be Judge Ritter, could it?
I thought Carpenter and Goodall had this under control. So did I, but they were too greedy to cut the social worker in when they had the chance, and now they're panicking. If I don't get on top of this, they're going to blow everything I've worked for sky high. And then we need to make a plan to minimize the damage to you. If this gets out, don't worry, I know exactly how to get rid of this little problem. You think the social worker can be bought off this late in the game? Not bought, my money will be better spent dealing with the problem in a manner that is guaranteed to silence him. You hold your breath for a long moment, waiting for one of the men to finally speak up. I see. Well, thank you for keeping me updated. Of course, I pay you the big money to protect me in my campaign, Martin. How can you do that if you don't know what you're protecting me from? It's implied, though. It's implied. If it was an admission of guilt, like I just killed Hank, then yes, you have a client privilege, especially if he would have said, I'm going to, then you have a client, or an attorney privilege, excuse me, to report it to the court, police, etc. But yeah, it's murky waters. After his story is told, he drinks down his drink in one big gulp. So Colby told Martin he was gonna kill, or have Hank killed, and Martin did nothing about it?
Yeah. The one time a lawyer's obligated to breach privilege, and he just stood by and let a man die.
He didn't exactly admit it. Just saying, it's murky at best.
And so did I.
You didn't know they were talking about murder. This isn't on you. Colby could have been talking about getting Hank fired or transferred for all you know.
That's not what rich dudes mean when they suggest permanent solutions, and we both know it. Besides, I definitely heard Martin suggest bribery. That was enough to take it over his head.
Suggesting bribery doesn't mean Martin's in on everything or anything. A good lawyer could use that play to determine Colby's motives.
If Martin was a good lawyer, I'd agree with you.
But you and I know Martin all too well. As far as you know... Nobody else in the firm on this?
I can't be sure. Jacqueline might know something. Martin sometimes trusts him to assist on Colby's casework, and I wouldn't be surprised if Eli was aware of some or all of it. I saw Martin take Colby and some other guy into the office a few days ago. They were there for hours.
Eli's hardly an angel, but he's definitely not stupid. He wouldn't endanger the firm like that.
Maybe not a year ago, but now the firm's been in a panic mode ever since Aunt Sadie retired. I'm not sure there's anything Eli wouldn't do to keep the place afloat, and we need Colby to keep it afloat.
Is that why you want to join Ricci and Associates? He nods self-consciously.
You know, I was already looking to move on, but the culture at most of the firms I've been researching is exactly the same as McGraw-Burns. The rest only want me because I'm a McGraw.
I'm betting you're not looking to coast on your name, especially not after what happened with Sade.
Hell no. I know what this career can do to people, Quinn, especially when things come too easily. But I want to be better than Aunt Sadie and every other a-hole who grew up and ruined a life to make a buck.
If only there were good attorneys out there who would help me. Anyway.
That means surrounding myself with people like you, Gabe, Ash, and Gigi. People who'll challenge my choices.
Pun intended.
And encourage me to keep my skills sharp.
You unscrew the cap of the whiskey bottle and add another splash to his glass. I think I'm gonna need a little in my cup for this one. Gabe has the final say, but... You've come a long way.
Maybe you just didn't know me well enough then.
No, you've literally come a long way, dude. Remember when you were cutthroat and willing to stab us in the back? You've come a long way, my dude. Like, that's good. That's maturing. That's, you know, that's coming about in your life. That's a good thing. Are you saying I judged a book by its boat shoes?
I think we all did a little too much of that last year, Country Mouse.
Touché. He raises his glass to you and takes a sip. You're pleased to see that his nerves have subsided a little. Ready to repeat what you told me to Gabe? I'm guessing he's going to want to hear it in person, by the way.
I think I can handle that.
This time without the whiskey, we can't tell him. You and B, call a car and make your way down to Gabe's apartment. Hey Gabe, sorry to show up late, but we need to talk. What part of work is absolutely banned tonight? Wasn't clear. Listen, shut up and just listen. Trust me, you'll want to make an exception for this. Beau's with me, by the way. He takes a few steps down the hallway into view of the door frame.
Hey, Gabe.
He overheard a conversation between Martin and Calvin Colby that you need to know about. Gabe's posture straightens, his expression suddenly keen as he gestures for him to speak up. Okay, work ban over, tell me everything. Gabe lets Beau speak without interruption. When the story's finished, Gabe gives a low whistle. Thank you for coming to us. A move like this is against someone who's willing to resort to murder. It takes a lot of moral fiber.
Thanks, Gabe. I only wish I'd connected the dots sooner.
Well, we're all here now. But should be due about this information now that we have it. I want you to take an official statement from Beau right away. We may need you to testify about this in court.
Of course, I'll do anything to help.
Just know this isn't enough to bring Calvin to trial. It's circumstantial at best. A good lawyer would make it disappear. We need more than hints and conjectures if we're going to pull off a RICO case.
Wait, I might know how we can get that. Martin has full access to Colby's calendar, mainly to keep an eye on major filing dates and plan around campaign events and stuff. He's transcribed the entire thing into a day planner so that he can open it in front of anyone he wants to impress.
Typical Martin, I'm guessing you were able to use his vanity to our advantage.
After the entire office watched the replay of your press conference and Martin stormed out, I snuck into his office and found this.
He unlocks his phone and shows you and Gabe a photo of a post-it stuck inside Martin's planner. CC at CBP 11 p.m.
CC's definitely Calvin Colby. He's used it all throughout his planner. But this is the only appointment he's written on a post-it.
A post-it will toss in the public trash as can tomorrow morning, no doubt. Good catch. Now, where the hell is CPP? It could mean Central Park Bridge. At that time of night, most people will be totally deserted. Colby could go without being recognized.
That's what I was thinking. It's a perfect meeting spot. Nobody will look twice at two men standing close under a bridge.
Well, I was gonna say, well, and then I'm like, well, so he's right, actually. But why would Martin and Colby have meet there when they have so many legitimate alternatives? Because Calvin must not be meeting Martin. If we can get our eyes on whatever Calvin's doing in the park tonight, it could bolster our case, or at least tell us what else, or where else we should be looking.
It's past 10 already. I could head down there now and stake the place out.
By yourself?
I'm willing to go alone if that's what it takes.
Go to Central Park with him. You can't go. Not without me. I'm sure Gabe will come too.
I'm sure as hell not gonna turn down some company while we trail the murderer into a dark park.
Stay safe, you two. If you get an inkling that you're in danger, you say that like this is the first murderer we've tracked down. And you got shot at last time. What are the odds of that happening twice?
Don't worry, Gabe. I promise we'll be careful.
A short while later, you and Beau enter the Central Park. It's quiet, but not completely empty. Here and there, you spot couples walking together, people making themselves comfortable on benches and under trees.
I can't believe I'm sneaking around at night trying to foil a murderer. It's so... What's that old movie star's name? The guy with the chin and the hat.
Hold on, I gotta think about this one. Murdoch? No. Move on. You are going to have to be so much more specific than that. This is also true.
Humphrey Bogart, yeah! He always gave off those hard-boiled detective vibes. Man, my grandma loved him.
That's true. I guess your nerves wore off?
I think I moved on to pure adrenaline.
Uh-huh. Just don't crash on me until we're out of here, so lifelong New Yorker. Which way to the bridge? He stops and thinks.
There's actually a few he could demand. Hold on.
He opens his phone to a map of the park.
Okay, so there's a footbridge by the lake. That one's great for days. Second footbridge right near one of the main park or entrances off 5th, which is pretty well lit. Then there's a pedestrian underpass that goes underneath the car bridge.
Car bridge. Colby's gonna want to go somewhere secluded. Those other two bridges sound risky even at night.
The underpass is pretty dark. He could easily conceal his identity there.
Do you know the way?
Sure, it's a bit of a walk, but we should get there before 11.
You follow him through the park, leaving behind the warm bustle and lining of the tourist attractions as you approach the dark, quiet underpass. This feels like an excellent place to be stabbed. Or shot. Listen, it's Bruce Wayne coming true.
Shh, someone's coming.
You look behind you in time to see the silhouette of a man carrying a briefcase approaching. You only recognize the shape of him because you've spent so much time thinking about him. If he recognizes us, we're dead. I should drag Beau off the sidewalk. I'm not gonna pretend to kiss him. You grab him by the jacket and haul him off the sidewalk.
What?
You trip over a tree root. You fall into the shadows. Beau landing on top of you a moment later. Listen, no! Gigi already propositioned me. We're not going down this route, dude. Ugh. Shh. You're telling me to freeze. You freeze, putting up with Beau's elbow in your sternum as Colby's footsteps grow louder and louder, and then recede beneath the bridge. Do you think he saw us?
He didn't break stride. I think we're in the clear.
Then get off of me and let's go. He rolls off of you and helps you out. Careful not to make a sound, you and Beau inch towards the underpass, moving from shadow to shadow until you hear voices. You have it? You pull out your phone and hit record, pointing it at Calvin and the man standing in the shadows. Switching to a night vision shows Calvin's face, but his partner is outside the range of your camera. I do. 2 men and cash fits in a briefcase. Feel free to take it out and count, I'll wait. Funny, you know I'll track you down if it's short. I'd expect nothing less from a professional such as yourself. Your frees are all there, I made sure of it personally. He offers the briefcase, the man takes it. Then we'll consider this job concluded. So long as you understand that I'm paying for your silence as well as your expertise. Discretion comes included. Without another word, the man turns and disappears with the briefcase into the darkness of the underpass. You stop recording and jam your phone back in your pocket in time for Calvin to turn back the way he came. You and Beau stand still as statues as he walks away.
Wait!
He sets a wary hand on your arm before you can step back into the light. After several long minutes, there's a sound of movement in the underpass and then receding footsteps. Holy.
Let's get the hell out of here.
The guy's smart. He's making sure that no one was gonna backtrack and take him out, or no one was listening, following, etc. You and Beau retreat back into the light and sound of bustling city and send the video through to Gabe. His reply comes quickly. Great job, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Tell Beau to be at work early so that I can give him a personal tour.
Hey,
You've been approved.
what did he say?
In summary, you're hired. Congratulations. Like, this list of people was not predictable as shit. Except for, the one chick from Nanny. But,
Seriously, he wants me to work for you?
You show him the text. He whoops into the night.
Take that, McGraw, burn, I'm trading up!
I hope, this calls for a proper celebration. Bringing up the aunt thing, You look meaningfully at the bar across the street. Drinks are on me.
Sounds good. I'll only stay for one, though. I'm starting a new job tomorrow, and I want to make a solid impression.
All the more reason to celebrate. Wrap a jovial arm around his shoulders and steer him towards the bar. The next morning, you and Beau call Gigi, Gabe, and Aislinn into the conference room and play the video again. I don't know what I'm happier to see, Beau or Colby showing his corrupt ass on camera.
Thank you? Whoa, I mean, I'm happy to see you, but this information...
has the potential to make a major difference in our case, but we're not ready to bring it to trial yet. We only get one chance to bring this case. We can't jeopardize it or the firm by acting before we have bullet-proof evidence.
Right, of course.
He gave her an encouraging smile. We're so much closer than we were yesterday, Ash.
I know, this is good news.
Alright, update. Over. B, I have a thrilling stack of paperwork to take you through. The rest of you, back to your regular programming.
You and I better be on for lunch, McGraw. Sure. You can listen in when I call Martin to tell him where to stick his job.
God, can I be there? Can we pay diamonds for this? I seriously would. That's at Aislinn, noticing the way her shoulders sag as the others head out. Ash, can I hold you? She looks up at you and smiles weakly, briefly taken out of her trance.
I'll be okay, Quinn.
I know you will be, but this isn't what I asked. You step closer to her and she nods, letting you drag her into your arms. Chin up, honey. We'll be taking this to trial very soon. She laughs despite herself, turning her face close to yours. You close the distance between your lips as she sinks deeper into your arms. Her kisses are aching, desperate even, and when you pull away, her eyes remain troubled. I'm guessing that didn't much easier to stress very much.
The kiss was great. My head's in the case, and every minute we spend building it is a minute Nana's stuck.
How's Sorcha doing?
She put on a brave face for her visits, but I know she's going stir crazy in Green Gardens.
They won't let you take her out yet?
Not even for a walk to the park, and the time they allow for visitation is so short. I miss her, Quinn.
She rests her head against your shoulder. What can I do to help?
You're already doing more than enough.
Yeah, well, I'm an overachiever. I can't bust Sorcha out of Green Gardens, but there must be some way to help you. Actually, we could bust her out. Is there anything you two used to do together? Something that would help you at least feel closer to her? Aislinn draws in a long, slow breath and then offers the faintest hint of a smile.
High tea?
Sorry, what? Pardon?
You heard me. Nana started taking me on a high tea date when I was a kid. She called it Ladies' Afternoon. It sounds so silly, but we've gone at least once a year. Every year. Until now, that is. I know that going without her won't be the same, but I just want to feel closer to her, I suppose.
Get some high tea, let's go. I think that's where you go for some high tea. It's really fancy tea with the little teacups you raise your pinky to. Then they get like macaroons, little appetizers with the cucumber sandwiches and shit like that. But why high tea? How'd the tradition even get started?
The first time I visited my dad's parents in Tokyo, they took me to a traditional tea ceremony.
Ooh. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, alright.
I loved it so much that the next time I visited Nana and Grandpa in New York, I told them we needed to go out for a fancy tea. So they took me to Madame Mimsey's tea room.
Oh. That sounds pretty different from a Japanese tea ceremony.
Right. I was so surprised, but I loved it. The dressed up, the teeny tiny sandwiches, the china. Nana took me somewhere new every time I visited after that. We even found our own special tea rooms uptown.
Show me.
Right now?
Yeah. Take me to tea, Aislinn, Tanaka. I won't accept no for an answer. I love the Japanese tea ceremonies. They're really nice. She glances slyly towards Gabe's office and extends her elbow to you.
Let's go.
I've always wanted to, experience different cultures and whatnot. Like that one guy, I think it was Andrew Bourdain or whatnot. Rest in peace, my friend. But, he, got to travel the whole world and everything else. I would love to have done that. It sounds so amazing. But it's so expensive, let's be honest. Unless it's on someone else's dime, you catch a cab uptown and follow Aislinn into the priciest, frilliest room you've ever seen.
It hasn't changed a bit.
She leads you to a table set with lace cloth. A server is by your side within moments, setting a pot of fresh tea and 2 tiny cups in front of you. These are pretty, but delicate looking. They are very. She pours a cup for you and herself while she orders.
I'll start with the sandwiches, please, and maybe some tea cakes in a bit, Quinn.
I'll have the same. Do you guys have pizza? No, Quinn, they don't have pizza. They have little teeny tiny overpriced sandwiches. You take a sip as the server retreats to the kitchen, moving so quickly it looks like he's floating. This place is very
Cutesy?
I was gonna say surreal.
I know. I was big into Alice in Wonderland when Nana declared that the Ritz was for tourists, so she found me this place. It's a lot, but it's special.
The server reappears with a tall china display loaded with the smallest sandwiches you've ever seen. He sets it in the center of your table and retreats again. Wow, you really weren't kidding when you said teeny tiny. Yeah, no, they're tiny.
That's why there are so many of them. Dig in.
She takes a daintily sliver of a sandwich and nibbles at it like a princess. Try to do the same, but crunch the entire sandwich down in 2 bites. That was weirdly delicious.
Refreshing, right? Feel free to have 20 more.
You take a sip of the tea and move 5 more finger sandwiches onto your plate.
So, tell me honestly, how much are you hating this place?
Who says I hate it?
I know it's not for everyone, just want to give you the out if you fall into the contingent.
Aislinn, this place is honestly... I'm always a person who's very open-minded, so I would dig this, right? I would actually dig it, like, first, like, going with her and everything. My idea of hell on earth... No, I would never go that far. Somewhere I'd only ever come with you. But that doesn't mean I'm having a bad time. The decor might be insane, but it's the kind of experience you move to New York for. She lets out a tingling of a laugh.
You have a point there. I suppose I'm glad I'm exposing you to some quirky culture.
She glances up from her sandwiches and eyes the nearest wall.
It's been so long, but I wonder...
She stands and starts prodding at the walls, fingers traveling over the molding.
Wait a second. Ah!
She twists a carved rosette. A portion of the wall slides aside. This tea house has a hidden room?
Come and see.
You follow her into a larger room than expected. The windows are hung with silky white curtains, and a small, intimate tea setup dominates the center of the room. This feels legitimately magical.
The old lady who used to run this place had it built for all the kids like me who came in with their grandparents. She wanted to give us all a little princess moment, a safe, pretty place to play or have birthday parties.
Did you have any birthdays here? She nods, and her eyes glistening as the door slides shut, sealing you both inside.
Mine was the very first one after the room was installed. She gave me clues and let me find the secret door on my own. It was the best day.
She turns to you, smiling through her tears.
Thank you for bringing me here, Quinn. It sounds silly, but I feel so close to her right now.
She steps closer.
And to you.
Ash, feel free to step even closer. She obliges, cupping your face in both hands and kissing you. You taste so good. You feel her hands slide behind you, cupping the curves of your rear.
Side benefit of high tea. I'm even sweeter.
Her lips press harder and more urgently against yours, stirring a need within you. You kiss her hard and press her body against the wall, enough force to knock the decorations askew. Whoops.
That was so hot, Quinn. I don't even care.
No, but I'm sure someone will. Unmoved by the chaos of your body, she kisses you hungrily and rises against the pressure of your hands as you feel all over her body, lingering on the soft curves of her breast. One of her legs wraps around you as you grab her thigh, while her hips buck against yours. You let her groan with pleasure. Uh-oh. Let's hopefully this doesn't go that route. I was ready. She pulls her lips away, gazing in your eyes thoughtfully as her hands find the back of your neck.
You're always there for me, Quinn. Helping me with whatever I need.
You feel yourself, uh-oh. It went where you thought it would, but not entirely. No. Anyway, round of cakes. Compliments of the... Hello, where'd you go? What terrible timing. She slumps her head against your shoulder with a sigh. Damn you, Madame Mimsey's tea room and your speedy service. We should probably get back. No worries. Unlike the two, I'll be just as hot later. Good. Then we'll pick this up tonight. You and Aislinn hastily fix your appearances and return to the main room, where more tea and pastries are waiting for you. Hours later, you conclude your last scheduled meeting of the day. You really think we can settle this out of court? I thought me sharing the videos and agreeing to the charity show would muddy the waters. Not at all. You, the IP owner, showed support for fan work and agreed to a single showing of the play, with the provision that all profits would go to charity, right? Right, we had a contract, one showing only. Yeah, which they've broken by extending the show's run and keeping the profits for themselves. That's more than enough to prove intellectual property theft. Trust me, they'll settle. Your client shakes her hand enthusiastically. Then you're hired. I can't tell you how badly I want to put this behind me and just focus on writing the sequel. I'll get started on the paperwork immediately. You check your watch as she sees herself out of your office. You finished earlier than expected. Giggity. Better go see if anyone needs backup. Your greeting dies on your lips as you open the door to Gabe's office. Are you insane? Why would I accept a lower offer today? Lucy's hunched over a laptop and a stack of files as Gabe barks onto his phone. Her eyes flash a desperate warning as you step inside. I'll give you 2 hours to come up with an offer that doesn't insult my client. He hangs up the call and without missing a beat turns his laptop to face Lucy. Did you see this email from Lewis and Feldman? It's not in my inbox yet. Gabe sighs impatiently. Fine, never mind. Have you finished reading the Grissom briefs? Nearly. I just have the file. Just hand them over, I'll do it. Gabe. He swears as his office phone starts ringing. You step in, grabbing the receiver before he can and pressing the button to send it to voicemail. Why the hell did you do that? Because you need a second to cool down. Owe Lucy an apology. Lucy is a human being who is trying to help you, which isn't exactly easy when you turn into a dictator. Gabe blinks in surprise and looks guiltily at Lucy. Right. Sorry, Lucy. I was over the line. Apology accepted. I know how stressful those negotiations have been. Still, it's no excuse to talk to you that way. I promise it won't happen again. Good. Now, what the hell's going on with you? I have a million things that need to be done today, and no, that isn't a hyperbole. You literally have 1 million things on your to-do list. And bantering with you isn't one of them, so if you don't mind... He looks pointedly at the door, and you cross your arms, unmoving. Lucy, could you give us a moment? Sure. Lucy steps out, leaving you and Gabe staring each other down. Okay, so you're stressed out. Doesn't that tell you something? That I've sunk every penny I've ever earned into a new business that it could very easily fail. Okay, that and the fact that you need to chill out and spread the workload around. Spread it to who? I don't know, you have other partners, other employees in this firm. I mean, there's a total of about, I don't know, 12 of us. Including you, but, you know. Take your pick. You have an entire staff. I understand that, but these things need to be done to a certain standard. I know you and Aislinn are up to the task, but you're both already loaded with cases. That's flattering. Monash and I aren't the only people who work for you. What about Gigi? Gigi's in contract meetings for the next 3 days. How about Reggie? Or Linda? They're busy with corporate clients who I need them to retain, by the way, so I can afford to pay the salaries I promised them. Okay, where's Lena? Her mom broke her ankle, so she's flown out to Boca for the week. Okay, and you get her on the phone and you tell her to fly back a little sooner than a week. You can always get Beau to help you. He doesn't know our clients or our overflow or workflow. This is the first day he stepped inside the office. For better or for worse, it's on me, which is what I signed up for. I didn't know you married the building. Okay, here's how this goes. First, you spread yourself too thin for the rest of the week. Then you slip up, and with that jeopardizes the firm. Then, because of said slip up, your lack of rest, you plunge yourself into a nervous breakdown and able to keep working. And finally, with the rest of us, are forced to pick up the slack anyway, so you might as well delegate tasks now and take a breather. This isn't a game, Quinn. No shit! And if you slip up even once, all your hard work goes tumbling down. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's how life works. Well, maybe it should be. Maybe that's exactly what you need. Let's go to a football game or something. Oh, for the love of Christ. Yes, let's go to a football game. We have tons of work. Why do people do this shit? Dear God, no. If I have to watch the Jets lose again, it'll send me over the edge quicker than being overworked ever could. Okay, work with me, Gabe, here. You need to find some way to step away. For your sake and ours. You can't tell me this feels good. We're at an impasse with Colby. The conservatorships and the rest of us have our own personal cases handled. I know you're right. It's just not something I'm used to, especially with not so much at stake. I think this opportunity to get Gabe out of the office. I guess we're gonna take him to an arcade. Why not? Out where I can't leave. Gabe, you need to learn a little lesson in relinquishing control, and we started right now. But the work! And Lucy can take care of a lot of it for you, at least the lower level stuff. It's good. It'll be a good experience. Beau can pick up the slack on anything Lucy can't handle, and he and Aislinn will be around if Lucy needs any advice. That's work for you. Right, Gabe? Gabe grits his teeth before answering. Sure. Great! And off we go. Reluctantly, he lets you steer him towards his office door. This better not be a terrible idea, and if it is, you'll soon tell me I told you so. Before long, you and Gabe stand at the entrance of a loud, flashing... an arcade. How old do you think I am? Old enough to enjoy video games, I'll tell you that. Gabe... old enough to know you can't keep burning the candles at both ends. Nah, shut up, I do that. Because I thought you were a mature, seasoned lawyer who made good choices for himself. But lately I'm starting to wonder if you're falling into a micromanager territory, or maybe you're even in over your head. Okay, that hurt. Either way, you're never too old to blow off some steam in an arcade. He gives you a thin smile. Fine, but only because you already dragged me all the way here. So, what are we playing? You cast your eyes around the arcade, weighing your options. Let's play Fury City, the claw machine, skee-ball. Skee-ball, it'll involve 2 people. I haven't even played skee-ball since I was 8 years old. Huh, what are you, scared? I'm making you feel bad when I grind your score into the dust? Yes, I value employee morale. Enough talk, hotshot. Roll the damn ball. Gabe slips some coins into the machine and frees the balls. Giggity. He takes his first shot and scores a 10. Okay, that was a warm-up. Sure. You roll your ball and score an easy 50. Like riding a bike, which I was very good at, by the way. Move over. Grabs his next ball, frowns in concentration, and rolls 100. Eat that, Michaels. Lucky roll. There's nothing lucky about skill. You laugh and line up your next ball, catch Gabe looking at his phone. Still, I should really check it on Lucy. Oh, you know what? I want to do a meme right now on screen, I'm serious. Okay, no, moving on. How would you feel if your boss treated you like an infant? I never worked at startup. Use your imagination, Gabe. Put yourself in Lucy's shoes. Would you want to work for you right now? Of course I wouldn't. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. What happened to you? You never were a control freak at McGrawburn. I never thought I had to be. You think you have to do everything yourself now? Why? The foundation of this firm can't be rotten, Quinn. and won't let a hint of corruption or compromise sneak in. So this is all because of Sadie? Maybe, regardless. It's the only way to be sure. I thought I was before, and look how wrong I got things. Gabe, this isn't sustainable. The amount of pressure will crush you and the firm. We all need the firm to succeed, but none of us wants to see you ruin yourself trying to get there. I know it's hard for you to trust people after Sadie, what she did, but you need to learn fast. How am I supposed to do that? By taking a leap of faith, you know, like you did when you started this firm in the first place. And none of us would have followed you if we didn't share your vision, Gabe. Trust that, at least. I hate it when you get all wise on me. No, you hate it when I'm right, and I'm right 99.9% of the time. Sometimes a student has to school the master. Lesson learned, grasshopper. He softens into a smile. Thank you. I clearly needed it. Gabe, you can thank me by playing me Dance Pants 360. That is a tall request. Winner gets to choose what we play next. Get ready to be outdanced. You laugh and fall into a giant dance machine. You're on. Night is fallen by the time you and Gabe leave the arcade. His phone lights up with a call. He shows you the ID. It's Lucy. May I? Go ahead. He answers the call and hits the speaker. I am so glad you answered. I had no idea how I was going to get this all on voicemail. What happened? I mean, what's up? Okay, so I've been doing deep diving into Calvin Colby's finances, and I found something interesting. Didn't we comb Calvin's finances? How did we miss something? Timing. We combed his recent finances, but Calvin's been working towards the mayoral run for years with the support of a PAC. And a couple years ago, that PAC was getting major regular donations from an organization called Growing Better. Growing Better. I've never heard of it. Neither have I. It's a non-profit based out of the city with almost no web presence, which I thought was weird, so I made some calls, dug up some records. That sounds shadier and shadier. Trust me, it gets worse. It turns out Growing Better is almost entirely funded by donations from Koenig Chemical. Not really surprising. Continue. So you're saying all the murderers in this town know each other? The rich, powerful ones with shell corporations do, at any rate. Every time I think Colby couldn't stoop any lower. You know what this means, don't you, Quinn? Your stomach roils with revulsion. We need to talk to Peter Koenig. An old adversary just came back into play. But how eager will he be to help you? Keep playing to find out. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It'd be great to have you here. We have a big old family of over 13,000 people who have subscribed to this channel, and I thank each and every one of you. I especially want to thank each and every one of you that continue to, come by, watch the videos, throw a like on there, and continue to leave comments. It's very much appreciated. And especially those who have taken the extra leap, join me on, say, Discord and other things where we can, sit and hang out and talk. And then also there's some big news coming to the channel here in, I want to say, a day or two. I've been trying to wait until the weather got better. Remember, we were negative 40s here just a couple days ago. Now it's 50s. It's nice. All the snow and ice and everything just gone. It's just evaporated. So it's actually been really, really nice. But I wanted to try working on a couple projects, and one of which was a big old thank you to each and every one of you that supported the channel. Then also I'm going to be doing the largest game giveaway in human history. So stay tuned to that. Massive. Let's put it that way. It will be massive, I promise you. So you definitely want to join the disc for that. But there will be more details in a day or two about that. Without further ado, love your beautiful faces. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.